Hi, this is Flower. So I live in Orlando, and kosher food is a real struggle because it's hard to find, and I'm on a very tight budget. So in this video, I'm going to show you different things that I prepare for Shabbos and how I do it in a way with the minimum resources I have and on an extremely tight budget that I live on. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you is challah. So I buy these dinner rolls. They come in the freezer, they're frozen. And you can see that it's kosher. I got some vegetable oil spray and a pan. So step one, I spray the pan. And then I take out 6 balls. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I lay it out 2 at a time, standing up. Hold on, it's a little hard to do this with one hand because I'm holding the phone with the other. Okay, now it's this way. I'm gonna let it, today's Thursday, so I'm putting it in the fridge for overnight. Tomorrow, after it rises, I put it into the oven for 350 until, it's a nice color. Sometimes I put egg wash on it, sometimes I don't. And I'll show you the end result at the end of the video because I don't know how to edit yet, like put stuff in the middle, so I need to do it in order. So once it's done, I'll show you the end of the video, what it looks like. But it looks like a real challah, and it costs, I need to figure out exactly how much it costs, but it's really easy and simple and fast, and it doesn't take a lot of prep. So this is challah. Okay, now onto the fish. So I got a pan, a piece of baking paper, some teriyaki sauce, but soy sauce is good too, salt, black pepper, olive oil, Brussels sprouts. I got a package of Brussels sprouts, split it in half. And then half is in the freezer and half I used last week. And this is a slice of salmon. So in Orlando, there are these amazing dollar stores that sell like literally everything. And one of the things is this. As long as it has the skin, it doesn't need to have an hashgacha because on the skin you can see that it has scales and it looks like salmon. They say it's salmon, so I can trust them that it's salmon. Okay, so it comes double packaged and it's fresh. And also, when you buy food in the dollar store, also the Brussels sprouts I bought in the dollar store, you need to make sure that the expiration date. So sometimes the expiration date is late. This expiration date isn't for a while, so I know it's fine. So step one, I take the Brussels sprouts, I put it in here. Now, I used to always think of Brussels sprouts as like one of those foods that just health nuts eat, but once I started making it, it is so good. So and it's pretty like simple. I just put oil, salt, and black pepper, and then I put this in the oven on 350 until it gets like for a very long time, and then I put it on broil. So this I'm gonna have to do in 2 parts because first I put this in the oven on 350 until like it gets a little soft, and then I put it on broil. I mix it often because I like the crunchy part. Okay, so now that it is kind of soft, you don't want it to be mushy, but like, you see, it's possible to squeeze it, and then this is a little too mushy. Now I put it on broil, and I put it on the top shelf for about, I would say like 10 minutes, and then we're gonna add the salmon. Okay, now the last step is the salmon. I dried it. Now these salmon, I think it's flash frozen, so it's like really wet, and you need to dry it very well. It's a pretty small piece. I mean, it's only $1, but I guess, you know, you get what you pay for. It's still really cheap, even if it's only like 4 ounces. And then the teriyaki sauce, I personally put quite a lot, but I think most people would say like it's too much. So if it is too much, you could just mix it together with mayo, and the mayo also helps to be more moist. And now it goes into the oven on broil for, I would say, about like 8 minutes. And I'll show you the final result. Okay, so it has been 8 minutes, and I'm not sure it's fully done all the way through. So what I do is I just cover it with something. This helps it stay more moist. So salmon gets dried out really fast. And what I like to do with salmon and with chicken also, I take it out when it's a little bit underdone, cover it, and let it cook in its own heat. So yeah, and then that's it. And then I'll show you what I do next to prepare for Shabbos. Okay, so the next thing I'll be making for Shabbos is potato kugel. That's actually my favorite part of Shabbos. It doesn't feel Shabbos without kugel. So my recipe is a little bit different because most people put onions. I don't like onions. So it is, I killed 5 potatoes and cut each in half so they're gonna fit in the food processor, and 1 squash. And then I got 5 eggs into a bowl. I'm gonna heat this up. And before I add the rest of the ingredients, just going to, I can't find my brush. I'm just gonna use some of the eggs to cover the challah, so it helps it be more shiny and smooth. And then I'll show the rest of the ingredients. Okay, so the challah's in the oven, and I got the eggs, and then I'm gonna add about a cup of oil. I do a plastic cup, so it's like about 7 ounces. But then I'll add a little more in the pan. I'll show you. And about a cup of water. Now usually I add seltzer, but since I don't have seltzer, I do water instead. So it's about 1 or 2 cups, depends on like, sometimes I only add 1 cup, and then when it comes to washing the potatoes, I'm not careful about draining it, so like that, you know, that kind of adds in the water that I still need. And salt to taste, probably about a tablespoon. I don't know. I think it's about a tablespoon of. It's just, this is one of those things that you kind of figure out as you go. And now the reason why I first make the mixture and I add the eggs is because potatoes get like pink very fast. So if you have the mixture ready and you have the oven ready, there's a bigger chance of the potato kugel coming out more white. Now, the reason why I put in squash is for the texture. The squash does not give a taste, you don't feel it. The only thing that it affects is the texture. It helps it be more soft and like, you know, the type of feeling where it just like fills up your mouth. Oh. Okay, so about grinding it. If you don't have the first few weeks I was in Florida, I didn't have a food processor, so I was grinding it with my hands and this. All right, I can't find half of my stuff right now. I didn't prepare for this video. Just like a grinder, you know, that you do with your hands. But I don't like it that way. We call it Luxendig. I like it grind down all the way. So now that I do have a food processor, I do it in a two-step process. So first I grind it with this part and it makes it into like little strings. And then once it's done, I pour the mixture into a bowl. I take this out and I put this in. This food processor was like $40, I think. I put this in and then I blend it until it's like fully grind down. I add it to the egg mixture. It goes into the pans. Before I put it into the pans, I pour a little bit of oil. This helps that it shouldn't stick. Now, I like to fill it up all the way. I like to fill up my kugel all the way. So what I do is I put it into a pan so that it's gonna rise up a little bit and the oil's gonna spill out. So I have these pans special, they're dirty because I only use it for that. That helps prevent the oven from getting dirty and smelling and causing smoke. Another tip for not having your oven smoke is baking soda. So I put baking soda on the my oven. You see that white? That is just baking soda. It helps that if something does spill, the baking soda absorbs it and it gets rid of the smoke right away. And then, every few weeks you just wash it down and put new. I still do whatever I can to prevent anything from spilling, but if anything does spill, I know it's not going to be like my smoke alarm is going to go off and there's going to be any danger. So I'm gonna prepare the rest of the mixture and I'll show you how it looks like when I pour it into the pans and put it in the oven, because I don't have yet like video editing and stuff like that, so I don't know how to speed up, or I don't have anything to hold the camera for me, so see you soon. Okay, so I finished mixing it up, and then right after you mix it, you need to pour it in right away because the oil can like separate. Hold on, I want it to spill, so what I do is I first pour in a little bit to help the parchment paper stay down. Here, so after I pour it in a little bit, I can fit the parchment paper the right way, and then I pour it in. Now, even if I like to fill it up till the top and I put something underneath to protect the oven, you still don't want to fill it up till like the top, because even just a tiny little shake is going to get it overflowing. So the way it works is Kugel, it's going to rise up a little bit and then it's going to go down. But during the rising up stage, it can spill over. And I poured the oven on 480. By the way, this is a challah. I'll show you once the whole table's done. It goes on to 480, and here it goes into the pan. So this is one, and then this is the second. Now sometimes I would cut off these pieces around because it could start burning, but now I'm just lazy and I'll ignore it. It's not dangerous, it just smells. So yeah, it goes into the oven at 480 until the top gets brown. And then after the top gets brown, it goes, we lower the oven to 350 for like 2 hours, and then it goes on like 250, 275 until you're ready to eat it. Like you shouldn't keep it for more than like 35 hours, but it's, it's good for a whole day. Okay, so I'm gonna get started on the chicken. First, I'm gonna try to see whatever I have in my fridge. That's what I'm gonna use. So this is almost spoiled. I'm gonna use this, and I found some carrots. I also have another squash if I need. I think I'll maybe add some sweet potatoes, or I just have some leftover. This is butternut squash that I only used a half a pack of last time. So I'm gonna add that. So these are my ingredients that I'm gonna use today, but basically I just add whatever I find that I need to use up. So I got one chicken bottom, one squash, a little bit of cubed butternut squash, and I'm gonna use 3 of these small carrots, and also the leek. This leek is also kind of halfway there, so I'm gonna add the leek. So if you're wondering about the leek, I cut off the bottom, I cut off the top. Usually I don't cut off that much, but this time I did because this part is already spoiled. And then you just wrap off the top layer. Okay, now you're gonna see that it has like dirt over here that's hard to get to. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut through the middle. Hold on, this is a little tricky with one hand. Okay, hold on. Yeah, so I cut through the middle like this. Okay, this way. So where it opens up, if you go this side, you wouldn't be able to get all the dirt. So make sure to go to the side where the leaves open up. You cut it in half. And then I just take it under the sink over here. Sometimes if I want the bottom part to have round circles, I just make a slit and I don't cut it all the way through. And like that I can rinse it. And then whenever you rinse your vegetables, you might choose to do it on the spray. Since spray has stronger power, and therefore it's gonna wash away the dirt much easier and better. So okay, I'll show you the next step. Okay, so I chopped up all the vegetables and put it out nicely in plates. Just one more tip that I want to show you about carrots. So actually carrots you don't have to peel. You just hold on to your carrot, you take your knife and you just rub. And as you can see, it takes off just the dirt part and the, right by the edge, that's where all the nutrients are. And also it saves, the peel. So that's just one tip. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I have this pan, which is very big, but I only have one. So that's what we're gonna use. And I put way too much oil. Okay, so I got the oil in and then the leek. Now the leek is like onions, is just sweeter. I love leek. Like I would always try to use leek instead of onions. Then I'm gonna do the carrots. So the carrots I put into wedges. I personally don't love to eat carrots, but when it's together with the chicken, the sauce of the chicken and the other vegetables kind of added in. Now I'm first gonna do the green squash and the yellow squash. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a camera, like something that can hold my phone for the video so that I can do videos. Okay, now I'm just going to put some salt over here because the chicken is going on. Here I go. And like in a small pan, it would come out much better because the chicken releases fat. And if it's in a small pan, it's not going to be absorbed so much by the heat and it's going to stay in the vegetables. But we gotta, just make use with what we have. Some paprika. And this is a heaven thing that somebody got me as a gift. Thank you, you know who you are. It's peppercorn medley and it comes with a grinder. So I can do freshly ground pepper. Okay, I'm gonna need to put the phone down for this. But then it goes onto the flame. First I put it onto like a high. And then once I hear a sizzle, that's when I put it down on low and I keep it for about 2 hours. Or more, it just depends on how well you want it done. You just stick a finger in stick a fork in there and see that it's soft. So yes, here we go, and I'll show you the end result. Okay, so do you hear the sizzle? This is the noise you want to hear. That means that the pot is heated up enough to the point that it's starting to work on the food. Now I'm gonna put it on low and just let it take its time. So I found just like ignore it, just let it sit, 2 hours minimum or more. What I like is to cook it until the bottom becomes like jelly. That's the best part. Okay, so I don't have a white tablecloth. I put on the towel to make it a little prettier for the video, and I also turned on the candles, even though Shabbos didn't start yet, because once I do candle lighting, I wouldn't be making videos. So this is my challah. This is fish. I like to eat my fish with lemon. It's not just for garnish. This is the chicken with the vegetables. And I got Kugel, and this I made on Wednesday. So I don't have a video of it, but yes, this is my Shabbos table. And thank you so much for watching.